Oh, good morning, everyone who are here and also in the Zoom. Hope you had a good sleep last night. Good rest. Yeah, so we'll start the session uh, reciting Guru Shakyamuni Buddha's name mantra together, a few rounds. While reciting the mantra, visualize the absolute presence of Guru Shakyamuni Buddha and all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas from 10 directions, as well as understand the Shakyamuni Buddha is one nature with your Guru. All the Gurus, if you have more than one Gurus, more than one spiritual teacher, Shakyamuni Buddha is one nature with the rest of the other Gurus too. Then in your best ability, whatever knowledge that you have about the enlightened, Buddha's qualities, such as great love, great compassion, immeasurable kindness, then altruistic blessings, blessings of being in the service of all the sentient beings, starting from yourself, then rest of your family members, your pets, rest of the humanity, then rest of the animals, including those bacteria, those fish in the ocean, those ants, and every living being, birds. They are receiving the blessings of the Buddha in the form of easing whatever inconvenience individually experiencing. Human being has human beings, special comparing to other realms of beings. The human being has our own troubles, own inconvenience. Such as not obtaining those things that we wish to have, and those things that we wish not to be separated, and tends to not to last, but separates. Then emotional difficulties. Sometimes we go through roller coaster like emotion, ups and down. Sometimes due to attachment, grasping. Sometimes due to aversion, anger. Sometimes due to depression, low self-esteem. And sometimes just block our heart, even though there are numberless reasons to be happy, but then somehow we just keep, reminded of only the negative events and negative imprints. And even though we may claim that it comes naturally into us, but actually it's not true. we ourselves put so much effort to do that. And we never put effort, even the slightest effort to, not to reflect on negativities, negative events that happened in the past, reminding them, those memories, then unnecessarily concern of, future worries of future, and never really put effort to have some sense of wisdom of impermanence, and we have this strong grasping of whatever problem comes in our life as if it's permanent, like forever lasting. But by nature, nothing is lasting. Everything is changes. And the most obvious example is your own life. Every single day, every single moment you thought that is like everlasting, but ever not changing, but actually change from a little baby, now become so big. And that's the changes. We changes in our studies. When we are in the kindergarten and finish, college, now working like that. So much changes happen, but then we still think same. You see, and so that's this example of nature, of impermanent. Our life, our emotion, our problem, especially in our problem, and including those happy moments comes in our way. Everything lies in the nature of impermanent. So when you have this wisdom of impermanent, and just simply acknowledging it, whenever good thing happens, you don't grasp. You enjoy it, but you don't grasp onto it. The grasping here is more of permanent kind of, this is so good, so it should be lasting forever with me. But then the moment it disappears, you get suffer, you see? So, so similar, the suffering and our grasping is, the problem in life as if it's going to last forever, it's going to last forever. But reality is, it will, even you pray that please last the problem forever. Also, it will never last. It will not last. So we human beings are, in one way, is one of the most intelligent species, but at the same time, it also can be one of the most stupid species. And sometimes you don't say that looking into somebody. You should say that to yourself, because you always think, I'm smart, I'm good, I'm the top. But you say, actually, you are the most stupid one. When you have this, very stubborn heart of unable to let go of those inconvenience, that comes in your way, the grasping towards that, sometimes if you have difficulty of letting go, then sometimes you have to remind that wake up, So like that. So human being, we have our own special problems. Then, animals has their own, specific problems, and other living beings, formless beings, formed beings, Then within, among the human being also, the individual have individual karma. Because of that, different issues that comes in your way, like that. So you visualize that from Guru Shakyamuni Buddha. You see, for some of you, difficult to visualize. It is absolute Dharmakaya of Shakyamuni Buddha. Then you can look at the statue behind. Then, because it is not just a material object, it also contains a lot of powerful mantras, which very much kind of having all the different organs, of the body, like that, which organs and cells and nervous systems, to function. as an enlightened Buddha's activity. So these statues are very blessed. So you can regard that this statue as an actual Buddha, then emanating infinite lights, and the light touches you, like that. So sometimes when you close your eye, then there's some kind of bright light that you see. You just feel, the moment you close your eye, even with the light shines from the window, that reflects, that shining, you just simply regard that is the light rays that are coming from the Buddha's body, speech, and mind, and blessing your heart. But if you manage to do the actual proper visualization, then there's light emanating from Buddha's holy body, speech, and mind, and touching to you. The moment it touches you, then purify all those negativities and actualize wisdom of understanding of nature, impermanent, etc. Then bless us to have a mindfulness to always be positive, have a positive attitude, positive wisdom, so that it will bring immense of happiness to your life. Is it very much happiness or suffering? Very much creation of our mind. That's so true. If there's no mind, then no feeling, no senses. If there's no senses, even we have this, like entire Santa face or the mountain like a body also can't feel anything. It's like rock, isn't it? So because of mind, so the senses are also mind. It's a mental factor, you see. And there's a primary mind, secondary mind, and that makeup of feelings, sensitivity, etc. So if we're able to design our mind, accordingly with what you want, which is only happiness, and have a sense of antidote or immune system to overcome those, negativities that comes in our way. It can be negative thoughts, negative environmental influence, etc. So therefore, to bless our mind to have these wisdoms, wisdoms and attitude of positivities, like that. Then also you can dedicate this to your family members, who are also receiving these light rays and the nectar, and blessing them and easing their difficulties, and have full of wisdom and attitude, positive wisdom attitude, bring so much happiness in them. Similar, you can do that to your pets, the dogs and cats, etc. And then, if you manage, you can do this to rest of the numberless sentient beings. So this is also you can call as a meditation. So this is also what means by meditation. So if you do like that, you are doing meditation. Usually at home, you can do this without reciting the mantras. You can do that with silent meditation, or while walking, you can do this kind of meditation. And you can do in a group, and you can do this meditation while reciting, mantra together, like what we're going to do here, like this, okay? Kaya daya my my soul. Kaya no Om my Kaya my Kaya no mindful. Yeah, then take a moment uh, to feel how fortunate you are. You know, how fortunate. Just there are numberless reasons to feel how fortunate, but just one reason: still alive. You see, and without any fear, in environmental distractions or chronic sicknesses. You know, with everything's very secure, and having life in that kind of environment is how fortunate. You see, there are so many human beings in this world alone. Some are under the circumstances of war. Mm. The missiles dropping onto their head like that. In their garden, in their house, you see, in their city. We are not like in that position. Just thinking, just comparing that, how fortunate your life is. Okay? There are so many people in hospital bed, struggling to even able to, after breathing out, to able to breathe in, struggling so much. You see? We don't even aware that I'm breathing, like effortless breathing happening. Have you ever aware that I'm breathing? Have you ever thought of that I am actually breathing? We never think about that, isn't it? You see, sometimes we take for granted. And yeah, and worse than that, always being miserable. Everything is not good. Everything is not enough. And stay unhappy state of mind. Happens like that. See. So that's the reason I said before. We think we are very smart, but sometimes we are so stupid. We can be so stupid. Maybe the cats and dogs of your pets, they can be much more smarter. Whatever circumstances go, they still, like jump around and, wave the tails. Many of you may have pets, cats and dogs. How happy they behave. Huh? You see, when you go back home, the way the excitement, unbelievable. The joy, you see. If you are at home, your mommy coming back, you don't even bother. You don't even bother her. Maybe mommy working so hard whole day for your stomach, for your roof, for everything, or the husband, to the mommy, to the wife, to the children, all the children, whole day study, and come back. Maybe children maybe get more response from the parent, but so like, it's none of my business like that. So you see, so that's why every our mind is caught up with so much narrow kind of ignorance. Very narrow-minded in the sense of dark, deep, dark. What do you call close up in the states. Because of that, we are not open enough to be so happy in every mm, uh, every experiences of the life. You see, like the dog. The moment hear one sound, they like that. They're very happy. uh, uh, then the way they play, like so happy. Just give one small ball and they play. So happy. You see. For us, we give the whole computer also, not happy. The whole 3-4 hours of game also not happy, isn't it? Or just give whole Santa Fe mountain to climb also not happy. It also happened like that. So anyway, yes. Yeah. So it's so important to meditate, or just be mindful of how fortunate you are. In every moments, there's something, when you open your eye in this very moment, the brightness. There are so numberless beings who live in darkness. There's no light at all. Even in the human realm, there's some of the prisoners, they live in the dark chamber, in dark room like that. You see, and the moment we close our eye, there's sense of quietness. But there are so many beings, even in the human realm, completely traumatized by outer voice or inner voice, noise from outside, or even you close your eye, but the inner, your mind, chatting with all the negative ideas, that bothers you. And when you look into our own mind, our mind is not as bad as that, like that. Our mind is quite good, in quite good shape, isn't it? Like that, you see. When we sit, we have a comfortable seat. Like even here, if you like to sit on the floor, you have a choice to sit on the floor. You want to sit on the chair, you have a choice to sit on the chair. There's so many human beings have no choice. Either you sit down or on the floor, whether you like it or not, or you must sit on the chair, whether you like it or not. You see, even comparing that simple ideas, how fortunate you are, the freedom that you have. You see. Yeah. Then more than that, having the family, friends and family. Even there may be some individual family among the partners or among parents and children, or among the friend, maybe some inconvenience in a relationship. For some people may possible, but comparing to many other human beings who go through a nightmare in relation to partner relationship, children parent relationship, husband and wife relationship, comparing that to where you are, it's like you're in a Buddha realm, perfected. Comparing to that, you see, there's so many people so lonely, have no friends, no family members, so much suffering. You have even little trouble in the family, but you at least have family members. Unbelievable, isn't it? You see, like that. Yeah. it is so important for us to live fully in the present moment, fully in the sense, full of positivities, full of satisfaction, full of contentment, full of gratitude, full of love, full of compassion. In the present moment, and if we're able to take care just one moment each time to be in that positivity, will make our life most wonderful, most beautiful, most joyous. Thinking too much about the past, thinking too much about the future is more of hallucinational, being in hallucination. You can have a rough planning. If there is a long future, okay, I will do like this. But without living in the present moment and only, entire your effort of mind caught up in the future planning, future ambitions, and caught up with the past, imprint of those, past thinkings, then we won't able to live a life happily. We will never able to feel the genuine joy, genuine happiness. We won't able to achieve genuine living, you see. So, and here is not asking us to take care of 100 years of happiness of your life. It's not asking to take care of whole year to be mindful, to be happy, be positive. It's talking about just take care of one moment only, that one present moment. And if in case, if there's the next moment arrives, if in case, it lies in the nature of impermanent, because we don't know whether I will live up to next moment or not. Yesterday we talked about death is certain, time of death is uncertain. Okay, no one can predict the time of death, but death is certain to anyone. You see, in the world, it's came into existence of most powerful generals, king, rich people. You see, with the huge size of bodies, musculars. But no one, live forever. You see, everyone departed, within the age of 110, 15, 20, 30, like that. You see. So, how possible that you can be the only one person that will never die, will live forever? Not possible. I see. So, so therefore, the death is certain. The time of death is uncertain. So even next moment, be possible to be last day of this life, possible, So, so therefore, if we're able to live fully in the present moment, then that will prepare everything, the benefit of the future moments, if there's a future moment to live. And when the next moment, the future next moment arrive, then no need to worry about the previous moment. Just focus on that moment, you see, and try to live fully there. You see, so it's not really asking too much for ourselves. Take too much stress, take too much burden, to be happy, to be positive. It's just asking to take care of one moment only. You see, so in that idea, I think we may find easier to adopt, this kind of lifestyle or being happy in every present moment. In that way, if you have a million present moments in future time, then you can be million times happiness comes in your way like that. Okay. Yeah. So then, so yeah. So we do today's session to accumulate positive merits by everyone coming together, at least through the merit they collect through discourses on the Buddha's teaching, especially one of very important topic, shamatha, or the serenity, or karma writing, or training, single-pointed concentration. All the past Buddhas and Bodhisattvas and Arya beings, they have actualized this training. Because of that, they're able to achieve all the higher wisdoms, like such as clairvoyance, then including of omniscience. Because of the serenity, because of the capability of making your mind serviceable to you, not like now we are serviceable to our mind. Whatever mind thinks, we follow like that. But now you make your mind serviceable to you, the way how you want your mind to behave. You see, because of that, then all the past, great beings, including Buddha, able to direct their mind only in peace, only in happiness, only in virtue and wisdom. And because of that, they're able to achieve, including of full enlightenment, by eradicating all the flaws. You see, even the wisdom of emptiness is so powerful, but without the tools of concentration, without the tools of the karma-biting mind or the concentrated mind, the emptiness wisdom won't able to be effective, antidoting to eradicate the department. So that's why the main purpose of developing karma-biting or shamatha is to actualize special insight. So special insight is the mind that using to overcome the stages of defilement, along the path, along the bhumis. So like that. Yeah. So gather, as without doubt, we will gather some merits from this discourse, and also the blessings of the holy objects here. And then also your interests and your effort to spend time here for this session. All those merits we dedicate for rest of your family's well-being, and then rest of the numberless sentient beings' well-being, all the way up to enlightenment. Okay. Yeah. So the training in concentration, even in immediate level, is so beneficial to peace your mind. So beneficial to generate peaceful state of mind, or very beneficial to calm your mind from the noise of different emotions, like attachment, aversion, and anger, etc. Even simple meditation on single-pointed concentration, using your breathing, just simply placing your mind, being aware that you're breathing in and out, or placing your mindfulness the sound of, breathing going in and out, or the sound, just simply try to concentrate, being mindful, just that, sound, or just or following your mind, your awareness after the breathing. When the breathing goes out, naturally, your awareness follow after that breathing. When you breathe in, your awareness also bring in together. And just simply exercising that in one-pointed concentration, that alone immediately will help to calm your mind, neutralize your mind from these different emotions, peace your mind. Then that peaceful state of the mind is the basis of all the joy, all the happiness, all the positivities. So this is like immediate benefit. The moment you start to do, immediately you can bring the impact. You see. So then, if you develop further practice, the shamatha or the karma writing or serenity, then your mind becomes sharper and sharper. You start to gain stages of clairvoyance. There are clairvoyance that first knowing at least your own present life's karmic circumstances of the past and of the future within this very life. So how wonderful if you know your karmic circumstances of this life, so you can truly plan now. Then you can have a little bit of permanent grasping, then okay. So then eventually you develop clairvoyance of knowing your one past life before, one future life after. Then 2, 3, 4. Then you will have the clairvoyance of remembering the life events and the karmic circumstances of all the past lifetimes and all the future lifetimes. You see, and then you have a clairvoyance of knowing others' mind. So how wonderful if you know others' mind. Maybe wonderful, maybe not wonderful, I don't know. But if you wish to know someone's mind, then how wonderful, if you have this clairvoyance, to know others' mind, especially if you are dedicating your life to serve others, make other people happy, then how wonderful, if you know the other's mind. And this is also one of the clairvoyance that we will achieve from the practice of karma writing or the single pointed concentration. How it would be how wonderful if the couple know each other's mind. And the parent know children's mind, and the children know parents' mind. Oh, that's quite serious. Children knowing parents' mind. Oh, that's not so, maybe not so favorable. So is it? Then there won't be any problem. Hopefully no problem if both sides think rightly. But if you think wrongly, then big problem. So anyway, so you will eventually start to have the clairvoyance of, mainly to know the karma of others, other beings' karma. So that's the way that, you will develop skillful means to benefit, according with the other's mental disposition, and this is the clairvoyance that we have to develop, and Buddha have developed that, and even the Buddhist adverts have developed certain degree of that. So when you achieve omniscience, then there you develop the highest clairvoyance, which is the omniscient, knowing entire sentient beings' karma, and therefore the Buddha, bring benefits according with the mental dispositions of others, without kind of against, their karmic basis. You see, so yeah. Then, um, you know, even training in the breathing concentration, you start to achieve, clear wisdom to, um, to understand so easily or whatever knowledge you want to learn. Then wisdom of memorization, wisdoms of composition, wisdom of discourse, wisdom of um, debate, etc. So all these wisdoms will easily come in your way. So everything, the base is the training and concentration. So we have discussed the preparatory, necessities for the shamatha practice in last session. And today, I'm thinking to go through the actual practice on the basis of all the preconditions. After actualizing all the preconditions, such as the six preparatory conditions, and also the preparation for the actual meditation, such as the motivation, including of the meditation posture that we have discussed in the last session. So now on the basis of that, and if you are doing session or practice or retreat, then there are a few points that which we need to know. So one of them, what really happens, when we go through a serious training in karma writing, is mainly to overcome the five faults, or if you concise these five faults in, what's it? Yeah, if some, then it comes two faults. One is the faults of excitement, distractions, and mainly to do with attachment grasping. Then the second one is the faults of dullness, which is mainly to do with ignorant. But if you elaborate that, then it comes in the five faults, and these faults are the one is obstacle to achieving the levels of serenity, levels of karma writing or single pointed concentration. And this fault has to be overcome by applications of correct antidotes, which are the 8 antidotes. This teaching described clearly in Maitreya's teaching, as well as in the Asangas, Sarvaka level, etc. The most elaborate one is in Asanga Sarvaka level. But here in the quotation that I'm going to use is based on the Maitreya's teaching. Then, so this the overcoming of these flaws and application of these 8 antidotes happens, on the stages of the 9 level of shamatha mind, 9 level. So then we discuss just at least know the characteristic of each of the level of the mind. Then the third important instruction is the conditional factor to effectively apply the 8 antidotes along the 9 stages of the mind, which is the six forces, 6 powers or the 6 forces, and 4 attentions that we need to bring in as a conducive conditions to progress the training or turning of our mind in shamatha from the 9 level of mind, like that. So first, we talk about the the 5 faults and antidotes. So it says like this: Maitreya's teaching in the separations of middle from the extreme. So the quotations from there. Staying with that joyful perseverance, your mind becomes serviceable, and you attain all goals. This occurs as a result of eliminating the 5 faults and relying on the 8 antidotes. The 5 faults are laziness, forgetting the instruction, laxity, excitement, non-application, and application. The 8 antidotes are the basis, which is yearning, like an aspiration. That based on it is effort. 2. The cause, confident. The effect, fluency. Not forgetting the object of meditation. Recognizing laxity and excitement. Application to eliminate them. And calmly stabilizing your mind when they have been cured. So the 5 faults. The first one is laziness. Second one is forgetting the object of meditation. And third one is the laxity and excitement. And fourth one is a non-application. Fifth one is over-application. So laziness, lazy to train yourself, being lazy. So lazy by distracting in non-karma-abiding activities, or non-training in karma-abiding activities. You see, laziness means not giving time to meditate, to train in concentration. Laziness is choose to just sleep, or choose to just party, so in short, all the excuses that which not making yourself in the training of karma abiding, in the training of meditation. So that's the laziness. Then forgetting the object of meditation. So even though you are, you overcome the laziness, but when you do meditation, but then you don't have this, clear mind to remember, clear and sharp mind to remember the object of meditation. When you do meditation on single point of concentration, unlikely than rest of the other meditation, the meditation on discursive way, here you need to have one chosen object from the beginning till end, until you achieve the 9 level of the shamatha. You see, so if you prefer to choose as a Buddha's image as object of concentration, then that has to be all the time until you achieve the 9 level of concentration. If you happen to choose your breathing as a training of your focus, then all the time has to be like that. Okay, so let's say even if you choose Buddha's image, it can be the whole image of the Buddha, or it can be just the eye, can be the nose, can be the forehead, or the light that rays from the Buddha, or even you visualize the whole image of the Buddha with the light rays or without light rays. So you have to fix the object of meditation before. You see, it has to be one object. That one object doesn't mean singular object. That one object meaning one defined object, and not changing from there. So if you choose whole Buddha's image, plus it is radiating light as the object of your meditation, there's so many, so many objects there, isn't it? In whole Buddha, there's a crown, there's eye, there's in the whole body, including the light rays there, isn't it? So that become many, but it still is one object. It's the whole of it as a one. Okay. So when you train in concentration, whatever amount of characteristic that you include in your focus, you keep repeating that all the time, not more or not less. Train yourself to stabilize your focus in absolute clarity, vivid clarity uh, and sharp knowing, sharp knowing. You see, being clear is not good enough, but it has to have this. The object has to be very, vivid clarity and stability. This is the one. Vivid clarity and stability. So you may have clarity on the object, but you may not have a steadiness in your focus. So the main training happens is to develop these two mind, and impact of being in these two focus drive fluency in your body and mind. Means it makes so comfortable physically, feels so comfortable. Mentally, the natural, generation of joy. So this is the mental and physical fluency. Even from the very first time training, you start to feel so comfortable. The moment you go into meditation like that, you feel so comfortable. You see, your body is kind of settled. Your mind also tends to settle in a so peaceful way. You see, so this the greater the vivid clarity and the concentration grows, the fluency also grows along the 9 stages. It grows. So you will know whether my meditation is working or not, very much also from the result, the fluency in the body and in the mind. That will let you know that whether your meditation is being, progressing or not. You see, yeah. So therefore, if you are choosing whole image of the Buddha, then that also you need to choose either just have a bird eye kind of image that you want to focus, or you want to focus the detail one by one from the crown to toe, including the light rays of the Buddha. You have to decide before, you see. So if it's a bird eye, then just like you have this image of snapshot image of whole thing. That's it. Cannot exaggerate, cannot elaborate. If there's suddenly Buddha blinks to you, mistake. Is it? But if you choose that Buddha is blinking all the time to you, then okay. But then at the beginning, Buddha is not blinking like the statue like that. Then your meditation is like so excited, and suddenly Buddha blinks like that. You think, wow, my meditation is doing so well because Buddha must be so happy. He blinked to me. But actually, you went into mistake. your meditation failed. So like that, yeah. So that's why, even Buddha talk to you also not good. In that meditation, Buddha tried to be friendly with you. No. So yeah, like that. So so that's why before you decide to do a serious shamatha meditation, first you have to decide what kind of object that you want to choose. That's the difficult part. So you have to try. So at the beginning of in the Lamrim, you look at the Great Lamrim, giving you so many different meditation objects, ideas, different meditation objects, so many, like compassion, you want to use compassion for two purposes. One is to attain shamatha. Then the second purpose is to overcome, the self-cherishing attachment. For that purpose, you can use compassion. So when you meditate on compassion, very much you're meditating on the definition of compassion. The definition of compassion is may all, like great compassion, may all sentient beings free from suffering, and it is causes, and I will cause that. Very much like that. The heart, the definition of the compassionate heart, you repeat in your heart, keep repeating with very clear, very clear about the definition, and very focused on the repetition of that, that heart. You see, then from there you can also achieve shamatha, as well as able to overcome the self-cherishing attachment. Then you can also use the discursive, the object of, to enhance your smartness. Then you can also use, like, such as the 5 aggregates, the 12, what you call the, like in the Heart Sutra, there's so many different points. All those points you can use as object of meditation. Then you can also use emptiness, wisdom of emptiness, as an object of your shamatha meditation, like that. Or you can just simply use light, focusing on light, like that. Yes. So it's recommended to use a virtuous object, such as to do with Buddha's holy body or holy speech, and those Dharma teachings like emptiness, etc. But if you feel comfortable to use non-Dharma objects as also meditation, like the light, then initially important to set Dharma motivation, like Bodhicitta motivation, which we have already discussed in last session. So because the shamatha training may take long time, or whatever amount it takes, you do not wish to waste the opportunity to accumulate so much merit. So because of that, yeah. Okay, so so even though you're training in meditation, but then there's obstacle comes, the forgetting the object of meditation. So there again, you need to apply antidote to not to forget. Then the laxity and excitement. So laxity, laxity again, the dull mind. When the dull mind occur, then you cannot have a steady, vivid clarity on the object, as well as the sustainable concentration on the object. So that is the laxity is more like sleepy mind, forgetful mind, dull mind. So then that time, general antidote is, since laxity and excitement is the main obstacle, even this laziness and forgetting the object, non-application, over-application, everything can be included within laxity and excitement. So since these two being the main obstacle, then whenever your mind become down, then the general antidote is you pause the session, then you do short meditation on like precious human rebirth, meditation on the celestial, remembering the celestial characteristic of the Buddha, or Buddha's qualities, or the preciousness of having this human life to practice shamatha, etc. Or you can reflect on some of the Mahasiddhas who have achieved shamatha in their life and able to bring immense of benefit to the sentient being. You can also read those biographies, etc. Then the benefit of shamatha, read some of the texts. So then uplift your mind, get motivated. That's how that you get out of laxity. So then the excitement, when the excitement is very much in relation to attachment, in relation to aversion. So either due to grasping to to the object that you do not like, or attached to those objects that you like, the ideas that you like. So then your mind gets scattered like that. So in order to calm your mind from the excitement, then general antidote is to meditate on death and impermanent. The death and impermanent. You can also meditate on the karma, the karmic circumstances. You can meditate on the suffering of the lower realms, or suffering of the samsara. Then that will uplift. That will pacify your wandering mind, your scattered mind. Will pacify them and bring into more neutral state of mind. Then after that, then you resume your meditation again. That's how you train. Then non-application. So non-application is whenever laxity occurs, or even laziness occurs, or laxity occurs, excitement occurs, then not applying antidote timely, and that's called non-application. Over-application is, and there are stages that your vivid clarity and single-pointed concentration on the object of meditation is so great, but then since you feel it's so good, then you want to make it even better, and you apply more application of the antidote of kind of like squeezing yourself, like kind of stressing yourself more, and that's over application, and that won't work. There are certain period that if it's doing well, then just let it be. Don't push too hard. And sometimes we have obstacle of overexcited, and like you want to enlighten right very here, and sometimes our body cannot cope, our mind cannot cope, then what you call burnout. There's a word burnout, isn't it? So burnout from your meditation may happen. Okay. So therefore, it is so important, through the training, that you need to balance your body and mind, because there's certain stages that your mind is so inspired, but then your body cannot cope. Your body is too tired, or maybe too tired of sitting like that, or too tired of sitting too long without even having food, or drinking, and that will harm the body, you see. But then sometimes the body is intact, all the fuel is full, but then mind become very lazy. Mind just, okay, I watch TV a little bit, and so you just get distracted. So that also happens. So mind and body always have to, especially many retreaters, they get into faults of neglecting the capability of their body, because most of the time during such retreat, because of it drives fluency in your body and mind, and you get so inspired, and sometimes you give up eating timely, drinking enough, sleeping enough, and carry on. There's one time, it's nothing to do with shamatha retreat, but I went into Yamantaka retreat. So I was so excited before going into retreat, and I have this mistaken idea that if I finish the retreat faster, then my guru will be so pleased. My guru will say, "Well done," like that, So I have this wrong motivation, or right or wrong, I don't know, but yeah, it's so the excitement took so high level until my wind energy becomes so high that until I cannot sleep at all. From the first night already, I cannot sleep. It's like my mind is completely like full of inspiration and like full of energy like that. but actually my body is actually not coping, but I didn't realize, you know. So since it's like that, then some more I want to impress my guru. Then I just went through, whole night session, whole day, whole night session. So there's a, short period that is, you eat lunch, dinner, breakfast, like that. But then immediately go into retreat. So I finished the Yamantaka retreat in 3 days. Can you imagine? 3 days. The 100,000 mantra, then 10,000 mantra. There are a few other mantras. Then the long sadhana, 3 days. Then I went to, so the retreat I did in my auntie's house. So my auntie is the one who prepared all the foods and just passed through the door. And then after that, I run up to monastery, Koban monastery, where my master's there. And after retreat, you do fire puja. So I also want to organize the fire puja. So I went to the guru, like so happy. I finished the Yamantaka retreat day. He says, you haven't done retreat at all. Completely wrong. He said, nothing to be excited. I'm very disappointed. It's like, phew, like that. He said, go back. He said, don't come out 2 weeks. Don't come out. You just don't come out. And so then later, mainly, I never take care of my body and just follow the energy of the mind, and that affected my imbalance of my the energy. So then, this called lung, which is a wind problem, is very serious. It can lead to so many other sicknesses. So like that. Then, and it took so much time for me to bring back to normal state. Then after that, I did the opposite again. So I can be quite a rebellious student. Instead of doing 2 weeks, I stay in 1 month. But then at the end of that, my guru is really, really happy. Really happy that you took long time, to practice. So similar, there are many shamatha practitioners, they're really gone crazy. Some shamatha practitioners, when they are not careful about this, balancing of your body and mind, some the anger grows, some attachment grows, there's one shamatha meditator, I think somewhere in Dharamsala or somewhere, or maybe I don't know exactly the place. It's quite high in the Himalaya region. So his heart is like somewhere at the cliff, and down below there's a kind of like a area where they grass, sheep, like that. So the sheep always make sound, meh, meh, like that. So he can hear the sound, so he gets so angry. The shaman meditator gets so angry, so he even feel like throwing big rocks from there too. So can you imagine if that happens? If that happens, and so this is the elements are disturbed in your body. Then that bring lung, then get angry, then then how much retreat meditation you do, you won't able to achieve the purpose like that. Then some meditator, once go into the meditation hard, then and most of the time they completely get into dullness, sleep. There's no one bothering you, no need to go to job. So like all the time sleeping also happens like that. So anyway, so now the 8 antidotes are the faith, aspiration, perseverance, and plancy. Recollections, which is the mindfulness. Then vigilant, which is called introspection. Then application and equanimity. So so these are the 8 antidotes. So the first 4, faith, aspiration, perseverance, plancy, are the antidote to the laziness. And this antidotes has to be utilized, especially at the beginning level when you first start the practice. So faith in the practice, you see. So in order to generate faith in the practice, it's good to learn some of the biography stories of the meditators and or the benefit of the shamatha. As mentioned before, without achieving shamatha, you won't able to effectively benefit sentient beings because you are unable to progress on the path. You see, so etc. Without shamatha, no enlightenment. Without shamatha, Arya beings cannot perform any activities of purifying the negations, defilements, like that. Then aspiration. So on the basis of the faith, then you have this strong aspiration to develop the shamatha. Then you also need an element of perseverance. You see, need to have a certain discipline and follow the discipline. Otherwise you cannot achieve shamatha. Let's say if you want to train 4 sessions, then make sure you do 4 sessions every day, repeatedly, like that. So then, as for the session, not fixed as a 4 sessions. You can do 1 session. You can do 10, 20 sessions. So if your concentration, let's say, nature of your mind is more discursive than focus, usually, even in our ordinary life, you will know that whenever you need to stay focused, it's so difficult to you. But whenever you need to, do critical thinking, you're very sharp. Now you see. So if you are, sharp in many thinking, then do shorter session. Shorter session. You can do maybe like half an hour, many times, throughout the day. If you are someone that who is so easy to stay focused, one-pointed focus, even while you do job, you're so good in focusing in one area, but not many, then that kind of individual can do lesser session but longer session. So so you should know yourself. Yeah. So whatever, after knowing all this, then you have to put effort to repeat that, until you progress. Then the fourth one is a fluency. So when you do correct meditation, then from the very beginning, as mentioned, your body start to feel so comfortable. Because of even little concentration, even you have a physical inconvenience like pain, it will start to fade away from your knowing. Even though the pain is not the wound is not going over, was not kind of cured, but awareness to the wound or the pain will start to fade away, and you feel sense of comfortableness. Then mentally you feel joy. So this. From the very beginning, that you need to notice that. Then when you notice that, then you feel, oh, good. Okay, I want to be in like that. So therefore, I should do more sessions like that. So faith, aspiration, perseverance, and plans are the antidote for the first one, the laziness. Now, forgetting the object of meditation, the antidote is recollection of the object of meditation to your focus, to your concentration. Then re-establish the vivid clarity and steady focus. Also called as a mindfulness. So recollection, you can also interpret it as mindfulness. So being mindful in losing the object of your concentration, and being mindful to bring back your shamatha mind to the object of the shamatha meditation object, to the object of meditation. You see, so recollection, mindfulness. Then the third obstacle is laxity and excitement. For that is vigilant, introspection. Introspection is sharp mind. At the same time, it has element of mindfulness. It also has an element of being, discursive, or being, what do you call, sharp in noticing, in many angles. You see, so vigilant. So it's very much like that. Let's say you want to live very protected, peaceful in the center of your house, from any disturbances like robberies, thieves, etc. So for that you build 2 layers of door. One is the main house door, then another one is the main gate door, the gate. Then you place a very high skilled professional bodyguard, gate guard. One is the main gate, one is the inner gate. So introspection is like the gate, outside gate guard. Mindfulness is the inner door gate guard. And yourself being in complete peace, secure, is being in the meditation of serenity, like that. You see? So introspection mind is like always looking around, almost whole corner of the house, making sure there's no thieves, the thieves of excitement, thieves of laxity. The moment the gatekeeper notice something, immediately you give a, what do you call it, internal call. What do you call? From the gate, there's like call, intercom. So have an intercom, or maybe walkie-talkie, carry walkie-talkie. Introspection and mindfulness both carry walkie-talkie. Okay. So the outside is immediately, there's a thief, going around. So be more firm to hold the door properly, to intrude in. I will try my best, So if any laxity comes, you report to the mindfulness. Any excitement about to occur, report to the mindfulness. Then mindfulness strengthen your vivid clarity and stillness, or the single pointed concentration on the chosen object without any disturbances from the 2 obstacles. So this is why the vigilant is the antidote to the laxity and excitement. Then application is the antidote to the non-application. So whenever laxity occurs, if in case in any, even after protecting so well, somehow the thief is so strong and intrude inside, then you need to chase it away, isn't it? So you need to bring in both the gate guard inside, including you use your muscles or whatever you have, then make sure it chases away out, isn't it? This is very much like applying the antidote, timely, So once tips is in, then you just sit there, cry, You cannot do like that, isn't it? Yeah. Then you have to quickly find ways to kick them out, isn't it? So similar way, so either laxity or excitement comes in your way, then apply the antidote. Earlier mentioned, if it's a laxity, then, like general antidote of meditating on higher, precision, rebirth, etc., benefit of shamatha, etc. If it's excitement, then meditate on the daily impermanent, etc., etc. So these are very much like, with the help of introspection and mindfulness, you timely able to apply, those antidotes, like taking a short break, even though it's not peaceful. Is now thief is already in truth, isn't it? How to stay feel safe, isn't it? So it's like taking a break, until you chase the thief outside. That's where you pause the meditation and do antidote, practice an antidote like that. So then the last one is the equanimity, which is the antidote to the fifth obstacle, which is over application. So this is very much come to like 8 stages, 9 stages, not really in the earlier part, but mainly to the later part, training on the 9 stages of the mind. So there are periods that almost even the subtle laxity and subtle excitements are very much not occurring, you see. But then you try to apply the antidotes of antidotes such as like taking a pause and try to do this and that, all sort of meditations, which is not helpful, which is rather will be obstacle. So there you need to be equanimity, means let it be and just carry on. You just need to take a break for lunch, take it, but don't try to do this and that. Don't try to be too smart. Just let it go like that. So yeah, so these are the 5 faults and 8 antidotes. So Lama Tsongkhapa said in the Lamrim, in relation to this verse that the word of the Maitreya is, in those verses, staying with that refer to keeping up the output of joyous perseverance for the sake of dispelling unfavorable condition. With this, the concentration in which your mind is serviceable arise. Moreover, since this is the foundation or basis of supernormal powers which achieve all goals, super knowledge, and so forth, you attain all goals. So it's very much talking about the benefit. If you train this way in shamatha, then all the like clairvoyance and including omniscience will actualize. All the benefit of the path and grounds easily will comes in our way. What do you do to develop such concentration? It developed as a result of using the 8 antidotes in order to eliminate the 5 faults. These are the 5 faults at the time of preparation, like laziness. Laziness is the fault because, so you see, the laziness is the faults at the preparation stage. Laziness is a fault because you do not apply yourself at concentration. That's why laziness is fault. When you are working at concentration, forgetting the instruction is the fault, because when you forget the object upon which you were instructed to meditate, your mind is not set in equipoise upon the object of meditation. So therefore, forgetting the object is false. When it is set in a meditation equipoise, laxity and excitements are false because they make your mind unserviceable. Therefore, laxity and excitements are false. When laxity and excitement occur, lack of effort, non-application, is a fault because it does not cure those two. Yeah. So therefore, have to applicate. When laxity and excitements are absent, the fault is the intentions of application. Intentions of application. You see. So there's a special meaning. Intention is, let's say, you had such a perfect session. Then now you take lunch break. Then you had this, still there's an impact of fluency in body and mind. And, now I want to get it even greater of fluency, greater of benefit of this session. So maybe I should, I should strengthen the applications of the antidotes more. If that happens, it becomes obstacle. So even just to have intention, you start to bring obstacle into your meditation like that. So this is what you mean. Okay. So this is the 5 folds and antidotes. So then there's a personal instruction in relation to this practice passed down from the Kadamba Geshe Zopa. He explained that in addition to that, you have to achieve serenity through the 6 powers and 4 type of attention, as I mentioned before. Six powers and 4 type of attention, and the 9 mental state, which Asanga mentioned in the Sarvaka level. As mentioned at the beginning, the actual the progress of the 9 stages of the mind comes lessening of these obstacles, 5 obstacles, and through the applications of the antidote. But that has to be done, with the conducive condition tools of the 5 forces of the power and 4 attentions, or 6 forces of power, or the 4 attentions. To support that, the Asanga Sarvaka level explained like this: the method of the 9 mental states are included in the 4 attention and the 6 this is 5 faults and 8 applications, which are their antidote, are the method of achieving all concentrations. This is agreed upon all teachings about the technique for meditative serenity, meditative stabilization, including those in most sutras, such as Maitreya's ornament for the Mahayana Sutra, as well as the Maitreya's separation of the middle from the extreme. Then Asanga's the Sarvaka level. These are the Asanga Sarvaka level, and Kamalashila's 3 stages of meditation. So these are the major texts which commonly agree, perfect method to actualize shamatha. Those who first have the preconditions for concentration will definitely attain concentration if they use this method to work at it. Preconditions, the 6 conditions that we discussed before. In fact, the main reason of not achieving shamatha, even after you know all the techniques, is mainly because of lacking of the precondition, like the 6 condition. You see. So I think we quite elaborately discussed about that before. So. Nowadays, supposedly, profound oral tradition on meditative stabilization lacks even the name of these techniques. These texts do not indicate concentration without the preconditions of concentration and these techniques, even if you work at it for a long time. So clear technical instruction according with the text. Why? Because these techniques are proven that it will deliver the result, and the proof are the Shakyamuni Buddha himself, all the great Indian Pandits like Nagarjunas, including the Bodhisattva Maitreya, Asanga, and all the Arya Bodhisattvas, who are in the Arya level, all use these techniques, to achieve shamatha. So these are the proof, and then on top of that, the precondition. We cannot neglect the precondition. You see, so if you have all the preconditions, good place for retreat, less desire, less, material, graspings, having contentment, etc. Then, with all these proper techniques, then, practitioners even achieve within 6 months. Can you imagine? You achieve shamatha 6 months. It's not long, isn't it? If your friend go for world tour, biking, and you go to shamatha retreat, you will come back earlier. And maybe, the world tour may be more expensive. Definitely, isn't it? And if shamatha retreat you do at your home, then not much expenses. So it's very inspiring, So it's not like it may take whole life, 6 months. It's really worth trying, honestly. So the 6 forces are the first one is the 6 forces or the 6 power, the power of hearing, the correct instruction or learning the correct instruction. Then power of contemplation, power of mindfulness, power of alertness, which is like introspection, then power of effort, and power of familiarity. So, the familiarity about all the instructions, effort towards, steadily conducting the training, mindfulness, introspection, applying of the mindfulness introspection to overcome, laxity and excitement, the main obstacle. Then, whatever you learn, also contemplate well, and, adjust well according with your own body and mind system. You see, as far as the precondition, as well as the techniques, you really, and the session, how many sessions you want to do, what kind of object or meditation you want to choose, everything you should design accordingly with capability of your body and mind. So these are the power. Then the 4 attention. Okay, before that, so from the 9 stages, which we will discuss maybe the next session, the 9 stages of the mind. So that 9 stages of the mind is very much to learn the definition, like when you are in the first level of the mind, then how you will feel, what it exactly looks like, very much of learning like that. But here, from the 9 stages of the mind, first stage is you actualize through hearing, through learning proper techniques and actualizing all the preconducive conditions. So the first stage, the first level already achieved through that. You see, the first stage attained through the force of hearing. Then second stage from the 9 achieve force of reflection. Then contemplation or reflection. Then third and fourth stage you achieve through mindfulness or the recollection, the antidoting of the mindfulness. Then fifth and sixth stage you achieve through introspection or the vigilant. 7 and 8 stage you achieve through perseverance. And 9 stage you achieve from complete familiarity. So I think I will repeat that one more time, other time according with the text, but this is just based on my notes. Then the 4 attentions are, first one is called the tight attention, or also called as a for focus. Is a tight attention, intermittent attention, uninterrupted attention, spontaneous attention. Like that. Then from the 9 stages of the mind of shamatha, first and second you achieve through the factor of tight attention. First and second. Then third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh level of the mind will achieve from the intermittent attention, intermittent focus. Then 8 stages of the mind achieve from the third attention. Then the 9 stages of the shamatha mind, which is final, will achieve from the spontaneous focus or spontaneous attention. So this is very much talking about the strength of your applications of those antidotes. Initially, you need to be very, very strong application. Then gradually, intermittent. Then there's a certain stage comes uninterrupted applications of the antidotes. Then there will come to a stage like such as the 9 after 8. Then immediately, you don't, whatever attention require to the object of meditation become spontaneous. You don't have to put any effort from your side; it just comes naturally to you. So this is what it means. Are you getting bored? Okay, so maybe I stop here. Then, oh yeah, we still have some time. Yeah, maybe I will repeat the applications of 4 attentions and the 6 forces when I, introduce the 9 level stages of the mind on the next session. Okay, you have any questions? Where you? Oh, I see. Yeah, the sign of increasing the time in relation to stability, the single pointedness, while having vivid clarity on the chosen object. Initially comes and go, but then after repeating again and again, then you're able to stay in one pointedness maybe for 24 minutes, half an hour, and 1 hour, like that. So maybe you can start with 1 minute first. Then another sign is the increasing of fluency, the physical pliancy. Yeah, this is because of my broken English. Pliancy. Okay, pliancy is physical, comfortness and easiness and mental joy. And that occur into our body and mind through the impact of able to stay focused to one-pointedness, able to stay one-pointedness to the chosen object. And that is the reason, where the plan say comes from. As I mentioned at the beginning, even you do little, like a very simple focus on breathing, already start to feel physically comfortable, mentally, feel ease. Your mind start to be more peaceful, because that helps to clear those obstacles of, the delusions. And as far as concerned with physical level, because physical comfort or discomfort experienced by the mind through the channel of feeling. So when your mind is fully focused on something, you tend to lose the transmission, or the the frequency through the feeling in relation to the pain on the body. So because of that, then you feel pliancy. Sure. Good. Definitely. You can use that. Yeah. But in order to make that as a meditation in Dharma or virtuous meditation, then before you do meditation, you can set a correct motivation, like bodhicitta motivation, that whatever concentration meditation I'm going to do, may it be the cause of, all sentient beings' enlightenment. Then, yeah, since you already found your object of shamatha meditation.
Geshe, we have a question in Zoom.
Sure.
Go ahead and unmute, see.
Maybe we will go after our brother here.
Okay.
Thank you.
Sure.
I was just wondering what aspect of emptiness and compassion could we use as that object? Because it's such a wide-ranging.
Sure. You can also use the compassion itself alone, the definition of the compassion, the mind of the compassion, just being aware of that, the mind that aspire to free all sentient beings from suffering and its causes, and I will cause it, or just simply be aware of that attitude, or by expressing that attitude, then you have some sense of feeling. You really, develop genuine sense of concern of others' well-being. Could be that feeling, could be that idea, being in compassionate attitude. You focus on that, or the stages of developing compassion, like such as the the 7 cause and effect to develop bodhicitta. So you can reflect on all the 6 causes, and including of the meditation on bodhicitta. You can also choose the whole thing like that, or you can choose the 4-point self-exchanging with other to really to develop genuine sense of compassion, like that. As far as concerned emptiness, you can also use like interdependent arising as meaning of what it means emptiness. Like the understanding, what really emptiness means, interdependently existent. Or you can also use the logical reasoning of nothing exists inherently, but everything exists, interdependently. So that idea. Or you can also meditate like a space, like meditate equipoise space, everything seeing like a space, like a void of absolute non-existent of inherently, like completely completely like a space where there's no tangible object to say that this is the end, this is this direction, that direction, or etc. So basically, void of losing entire grasping, and that that state of void also, so meditate on that state of voidness. Then it will also accompany the fluency, as mentioned before, which is impact of losing the grasping. Therefore, you feel free, liberated in the idea of emptiness. And so you just like keep repeating, that idea or that feeling or that conclusion. So after you at the preliminary level, you go through establishing the losing of all the grasping by reasoning, lack of inherent existence, lack of substantial existence, lack of true existence, lack of permanent existence, etc. And you the phenomena is void of grasping. And then, so that is the wisdom of emptiness, and that the awareness of being in that voidness is you are using the wisdom of emptiness as the object of your meditation. So remaining in that void, just completely void state. And of course, at the initial level, you capture that void, isn't it? But it's not necessary that it will sustain your understanding. So you're trained to be able to sustain, clarity about that void, and single-pointedly being in that void alone. And this is in fact regarded one of the best object of training in shamatha, because when you achieve shamatha, you also realize emptiness simultaneously. It has the benefit of realizing shamatha, spontaneous was a wisdom of emptiness, and actualizing special insight. So 3 things you can achieve in one go. Then also use this illusional, like the emptiness meditation. First using all the tools of establishing empty of inherent in self and all the phenomena. Very much similar way what you do to the space like meditation. But then here is like illusional or dream-like, whichever you feel comfortable, familiar. So all this can be meditation on emptiness. And some meditators, they just keep repeating, establishing the reasoning to actualize the emptiness. So they keep repeat that, familiarize that. So thank you. Yes, anyone on the Zoom?
Hi, Geshe.
Hello.
You mentioned last week girdle ritual, or something like that. Do you know where we can get that?
I didn't hear. Sorry.
You mentioned last week something about girdle ritual. Girdle ritual.
Oh, as a Gektor.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, girdle ritual. Yeah.
Gektor ritual. Yes.
Yeah. Do you know where we can get that?
Okay. I don't know whether that should be in English translation somewhere.
Okay, how do we spell it? I'm trying to find it.
Usually, in the ritual prayer books, you know, the common prayer books that contain many ritual practices. So there you may find it's very short text, and yeah, you need to basically, if you cannot find the text, and you know, very simple way to do is you make 3 dough of toma, or the ritual cake, you know, or 3 pieces of biscuit would, I think, would be easy. But the biscuit or the ritual cake that you make it should be free from meats and meat and alcohol substance in there.
Mhm.
Then in front of this 3 dough or 3 shalse, you know, the ritual shalse torma,
Yeah.
or the 3 biscuit, or 3 chocolates maybe. Then in front you put 3 candles. Then behind the 3 torma or 3 chocolate or the cake, or chocolate or the biscuit, you have 3 dough that has the print of the 5 finger called chakbu, you know. So you make the dough, then you make like this, like that. Then you put here, in between you squeeze. Then top part you press by the thumb. The tail still can be there. So 3 you put behind. So it all can set up on the plate. Then if you have a retreat assistant, then you sit on the retreat cushion. Then the retreat assistant, you know, holding that facing towards the door. Then you visualize yourself. If you have high Tantric initiation, Yametaka, you do the self generation Yametaka. Then after that, then you understand that inner, outer secret obstacles, spirit, especially those non-physical like spirits, especially hindrances that hinder towards the Dharma, towards practitioners who want to actualize the path. So this rituals cake is for them to satisfy with that, so that, you know, they will never turn back to you to bring obstacle, and rather even subdue them to support, if not, at least not to cause any obstacles like that. So then you can recite a few rounds of Yamentaka mantra, Om Hriti Uditanana Hope, or you can also recite Hayagiva mantra. If you don't have any initiations, and then you just recite Hayagiva mantra, Shri Benza Trota Hayagiva Hulu Hulu Hongpe, or Shri Benza Korta Hayagiva Hulu Hongpe. Both pronunciations are okay. Then after that, there's a dispelling mantra, Om Sumbani Sumbani Hombe, Om Gyana Gyana Hombe, Om Gyana Baya Byaranjay Hombe. So that time, if you have master seat, then you can have few master seat in the plate in front of you. Best, you know, if it's consecrated, that would be best. Like you can get from monasteries like Sera monasteries or in Dharamsala. Those, especially in Sera monastery, you know, you get this master seat consecrated through Hayagiva retreat, which generally also very keep for yourself. So this master seat can be is one of the ritual substance that can use to dispel hindrances, especially to purify, obstacles to the house, and also to especially with the retreat. So when you recite this dispelling mantra, then you pick this master seed with your thumb and finger. Just can be one or two, doesn't matter. Just pick the bit, and you use the mudra of like this, throwing like that, outward like this. Om Sumbani Sumbani Humpe Om Gyana Gyana Humpe Om Gyana Baya Gyana Baya Ranzaya Humpe. So you recite 3 times, then you understand all the inner outer secret obstacles cleared for your retreat, like that. So then after that, so that's it. That's is the Gektor. So if you find the text, then you follow the text, accordingly. Yeah.
So do you do that daily or just once? Do you do that every
No,
day or just
no,
once?
only on the first day when you go into retreat. That's it. You don't have to do it after that.
Oh, okay. And
But in
Geshe,
between the retreat, if you feel that you feel uncomfortable, like health issues are occurring and hallucinations occurring, you feel some disturbances, then you can do that again, or you can just simply do the recitation of Hayagiva mantra, maybe 21 times like that. Then you do the similar, the dispelling mantra and the master seed like that. If you don't have master seed, never mind, just do the mantra also okay.
okay. And Geshe, what is can you give examples of subtle excitement? And
Example of excitement?
subtle
excitement.
Yeah.
Okay, subtle excitement. Okay. So yeah, subtle excitement. Oh, okay. I don't know what is that. Example, maybe this one. Okay, subtle excitement. Yeah, you can refer to like kind of like just not knowing exactly what's happening, but then you cannot settle in one place. You sit down, you feel like getting up. When you get up, you feel like sitting down. When you're eating pizza, you feel like eating donut or Mexican chili pepper something. You crave for Mexican chili pepper or something, but then after that, then you crave for momo. So it's not really kind of, if it's attachment, but yet it is not really settling when you get the thing. So that kind of like very unsettled state of being, in your system,
Is that subtle or coarse?
that's quite subtle compared to expressing it, through in action through your body, speech, and mind, in relation to objects. Of course, this is also similar to that, but yeah, it can go more subtle than that. It can definitely more subtle than that. This is quite subtle, but it can go even more subtle than that.
Okay. And
such as your mind is so awake. Your mind is so awake, but unable to stabilize your focus on the chosen object, and that is the sign of subtle arising of subtle excitement. Your mind is so awake, so fresh. There's no dullness at all. It's very fresh, but at the same time, you can't place. You can't make your mind fully serviceable. Being focused to the object, you want to stay focused. So that is also can be the sign of subtle excitement, like that. So I don't have like kind of physical object to prove. Something
okay.
like.
Okay. And do you know what negativity we created in order to have this subtle excitement? Is it like bustling
The
work or
first part
something?
I didn't hear correctly.
Can you tell us what negativity was created in order to have this subtle excitement? I think you mentioned before bustling work or something.
Sorry, I still didn't get what you say.
um, do-
Oh, what negativities give rise to the subtle excitement? Okay.
yeah,
Okay. What
and cause
negativities?
excitement. Yeah.
It's mainly to do with, like according with the text, mainly to do with imprint of attachment, imprint of aversion. It's to do with the three poisons, but the dullness is more to the ignorant, and excitement is more to the two other three poisons, attachment and aversion. So when you reduce that, then that'll be beneficial.
Okay. Thank you so much, Geshe.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's it. We are good. Okay, thank you.
Geshe, I
Yeah.
have one more question in Zompa or in Zoomland. Karen, go ahead and
Okay, actually, it's not a question. I don't know if it's helpful regarding the subtle excitement. I've had that occasionally with clarity of mind, but inability to sort of settle. And I came across a meditation technique. It's very brief, where you basically hyperventilate deep breaths for, I don't know, 30 seconds or a minute. You do about 3 to 5 of them. And somehow, I think it's the oxygenation, but then my mind empties out and I'm able to focus. So I don't know if that would be helpful, but it's worth a try, I guess.
I will work it out.
Okay.
My next meditation.
Yes, exactly. That's your homework, Geshe.
Yes. I need to do a lot of homework.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you very much, everyone. Okay, so we do just short dedication. So whatever the virtuous energy and merit we accumulate, we dedicate this just like the Buddhas and the Gurus would dedicate. May I to dedicate the same. Okay, thank you. Have a good day.